Now you should be able to see a page that says easy steps to find unread messages on Facebook.
Yes, I've got that. Lovely.
Yeah, okay. Now this is a note I've wrote. It's a rhyme. This is Facebook's blogging facility. You can write notes, and this is just an example of one that I've wrote, and it just explains what's happening with these filtered messages. Okay. Mm-hmm. So first of all, what I'm going to show you is how to find these messages on your mobile. So you should be able to see there the app coming up, the Messenger app.
Yes, yeah, we can see that on the screen. That looks great, Sandra. So this is like you've prepared this piece of writing to show to us tonight, but colleagues can go and check this out later as well. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So this will be posted on our page, and we'll post it on our Facebook group as well. So so the first thing you want to do is make sure you have the Messenger app, because that's really important to have that downloaded, because it does make your Facebook messaging really easy.
And so that's downloaded onto your phone, is that right?
Yes. Yeah. What we're showing just now, is on the mobile. So if you've got a smartphone, you'll be downloading this, and it just separates the Messenger from the actual Facebook. And if you click on Messenger within Facebook, you normally come out to this app. So you'll first of all be downloading that, and then once you download that, you can see my profile here. Once you open it, you'll see me. You won't see me, but you'll see you, and it'll say me there. That would just be really weird.
Yes.
Okay. So you click on the app, and then a little bit down here you click people. Okay, so this is you looking for the messages. So you've clicked on me here, and then you click people in the me part. Once you've done that, you click on here. You'll see, when you do this through your phone, you'll see this. It then goes to message requests. So you click on that. And you don't necessarily know to do this because you're normally in this part here, which is kind of all the chats. So as I say, you click on people, then you click on message requests, and then when you click on message requests, it comes up here, see filtered requests. And when you click on that, it will then show you messages that have been sent to you, but perhaps by not necessarily your friends. Does that make sense? So they're not necessarily your friends, so Facebook have kind of pushed them away or filtered them effectively. But if you're running a business on Facebook, you might get some messages from people through your personal, Facebook. So it's really important to check those filtered messages. So that's basically how you do it on the phone. So you open the app, you go to the me page, which if it's not already come up, it's just on the right hand side, and then you click people, click message requests, and then see filtered requests. You might have nothing there, so it's no problem, but you might be surprised that I checked mine and there was some things that I needed to deal with, and they come in there. So it was very important that I had a check on there.
So if I go into my Messenger right now, and then I click on people, is that right? No, I click on me.
Click on me. If you're not on the me tab at the bottom, click on me, then click on people. Mm-hmm. And then you click message requests.
Ah, great.
You see that? And then you'll see the link, see filtered requests. So you can't really get to any other way on mobile. That's the kind of steps.
Fantastic. It's great to be doing this live and then working out how it works. Fantastic.
Yeah. So people are watching it, they can do that along with us. So that's how you're doing it on the mobile. And as I say, there might be nothing there, so it's fine. But periodically, it's a good idea just to check this. And it might be somebody that you've met that's like, I'll send you a message. You've not necessarily knew they were going to send it through Facebook, if you're not friends with them, and then you've missed the message if it's not, if you can't see it on there. Okay, so that's mobile. You can also do it on desktop. So it's the same way round to get to the messages, but obviously it's slightly different. So I just put it on here just so we can talk that through. So on your desktop, once you've got your Facebook page open, see me, this is on my profile, you click on the little two little boxes that brings up the messages, and that's where you'd normally go in to see the messages that have come through. Next to recent, you'll see message requests. I've just highlighted here. And so you just click on that, much like, clicking in the app, but this time it's just message requests. And then you'll come up with that same link, see filtered requests, and then you just click on that, and that's where you might have some filtered messages. So it's a good idea to check that periodically, especially if you're got a business page for Facebook, because as I say, some messages can end up in your personal folder in there, and you wouldn't necessarily see them because Facebook has filtered them, because they don't know, whether somebody sent you like a spam message or something like that.
And is that what that's for, Sandra? That Facebook is trying to keep the spam out of our inbox, if you like, but some of it might actually be genuine people who want to speak to us. Yeah,
you're right. Yeah, that's it. Because on all the social media platforms, what they're wanting to do is make it the best experience possible for the users. So this is what they're thinking about. So if people are using this to kind of send messages all over the place, it's like getting emails you just don't want to get. So it's a way of Facebook being able to filter those messages. So it is helpful, but you might miss something, and periodically just check it, because if you check it once, it doesn't mean, say, if somebody else sent you a message, it wouldn't come up because you've checked it, last month kind of thing. So it's a good idea to check that kind of regularly. Like
maybe put that in our kind of regular to-do list or something. Yes. Pop in maybe once a week or something and just have a little look. And
that's right. See if there's anything in there that's needs responded to. So that's the first thing that we're going to talk about. And that's basically finding your unread messages. So if you find anything interesting or you think, oh, that was really good, let us know if that's quite helpful. Because I know that a lot of people have even said, even business-wise, they hadn't realised, and then they've looked in there and there was something really important, and just the way they had messaged the person, and then, it's quite good that the person had checked their filtered messages. So it's worth a try.
Yeah, it's something that we just wouldn't bump into, I guess, because it's kind of tucked away.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to have a look at, for online events, you'll see the online events Facebook page, we're going to look at messaging. So the message settings for people messaging your page here. What I'm going to do is just bring up the details here. Just going to turn off there. Okay, just so we're all on track here. Okay,
great.
So
thank you, Sandra.
That's okay. So first of all, what you got to think about for your Facebook is that if people are going to be messaging you, how do you kind of make the best or the most of your messages that that people are going to be sending to you, and how you're going to respond to the messages. So you go to your settings in your business Facebook page, and then you click on messaging. And this is where you're going to set up your settings for your business Facebook page. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to zoom in here. Okay, so if people are going to be messaging you to your Facebook, sometimes they might just send a message and you're not going to be at your computer all the time. You're not going to be at your phone all the time to respond to the messages. So Facebook have put a really, really nifty thing in here that we can use, and it's kind of like a customer service tool, which is really, really helpful. So as I say, you click on messaging, click on settings first, and then click on messaging, and then you come down to the general settings here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run through them bit by bit. Is that okay? And then we can kind of see what each is for there.
That would be great, Sandra. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so the first one, it's not as important, but it's still there. So it's use return key to send messages. So if you're typing a message and you type it, hit return, and that's how you want it to go, then you click on yes. If you don't want that, if you want to actually literally have to click the send, because sometimes if you're sending a message and with it's been work, Facebook for your work, you might want to double check things. You might have just wanted a space, to return. You hit the return key, but you weren't really ready to send it yet. So you can decide yes or no on that one. So if you click on no, hitting the return is not going to send the message until you really, really check it, and then you would literally go and hit send instead of return. So that can be sometimes helpful. That's just a little thing, because sometimes you hit return and you've not thought, or you think it's just going to go to the next line, if you know what I mean. But that just stops it.
That's a really helpful setting just to pay attention to, isn't it? So we can write the message in Messenger, then hit send once we're finished, and then it all goes at once.
So that kind of keeps it nice and business-like as well. Okay, excuse me. The next one you have is the ability to choose how your page shows your response time. Mm-hmm. Now, when you click on change here, now we've got typically replies in a few hours. You're not always going to be by your, as I say, ready to respond right away. So if you've got a Facebook page that people are, using that to message you, you might want to just help to give them a kind of time scale, so they kind of know where they stand if they're looking for a reply. Mm-hmm. So you've got a couple of options. Maybe not be able to see that there. So it's automatically set response time, which means Facebook will then kind of work out your time and your algorithms for yourself, and then they'll kind of automatically set it. You can click the one that says typically replies in minutes. So if you've got the kind of business that you're constantly on Facebook and the customers are always going to be making a message, sending a message on Facebook, you can click that one. You've got the option typically replies in 1 hour. So you can then, if you know you're going to be checking your Facebook hourly, or typically replies in a few hours, or typically replies within a day. So if you had that one, if you know you're not going to be responding to your Facebook messages all the time, it'd be a good idea maybe to put that one on, and it just gives people who are messaging, remember this is your business page. It's not for your friends necessarily. Yes. So it is for your business page. So it's kind of like setting a little bit of I can't think of the word, but it gives them a kind of time scale on on what they're looking for.
I think that's really helpful, isn't it? Because if we are working with clients one-to-one, maybe, as a therapist or consultant, we're not going to get, if we're in a session for an hour and a half, we're not going to be able to respond to Facebook messages. Exactly. And it just kind of sets some of the expectations for people who might be saying hello.
That's right, yeah. It's the expectations. Because they might want a response from you. But if they know that your Facebook page says, well, I reply within a day, I reply within 3 hours, it helps with those expectations. Yeah. So when you set that, it'll come up on the top of your Facebook page, and it's on the little green bar. So it kind of, as you can see it here. Oops. Just gone into your message there.
Okay.
But that's fine.
There's so much to click on here, isn't there?
Yes, it's fine. So that's the next section. The one under that is about setting the messages that people see when they message you. So I'll just go back into here. Sorry about that. Okay, so once you've set that, you can then go down here, which is a really kind of good customer service tool. So you can set your message as away. So if you're going to be away, you can go into your messages. We're not going to go into messages here because there's messages here that we don't necessarily need to be coming up on all the messages that we have here. But you can click on the message to say that you're away, and what will happen is that this away message will come up when you click on that to say that it's away. Okay, so if you've got this set to yes, when you're in your messages and you click away, when somebody messages you, they're going to get this little message here. Now, this is Facebook will automatically do this for you. So they put hi, and then the person's name will come up. So they put Saz because that's my Facebook. And then there's an automatic message saying, thanks for your message. We're not here right now, but we'll get back to you soon. And that is just a kind of automated message from Facebook if you set your page as away, which is really good. Now, what you might want to do is you might want to then go in and personalize it. So you might want to then say, a particular date. for example, we'll be back in touch on Thursday. Today's Wednesday. Okay, so if you put that in here, you'll see it comes up with a little example. I don't know if you can see that on the screen there.
I can. That looks great.
How good is that? It's really good.
It's amazing. So when people send us a message on Facebook Messenger and we're not there, that's what they're going to get, I guess. Or
if you set it to away.
If you set it to away. So we go on holiday for a couple of weeks. Yeah. We're not going to be responding to our Facebook business messages from our business page. This is really important, actually, to have this in place.
Yeah. It's like the out of office email, isn't it? It's kind of like that, because they have to kind of think about it as this is how people are getting in touch as opposed to emailing. So that is a really, really good little option there.
Well, you can I think this is so important, isn't it? Like, we think, and it's happening, that these Facebook Messenger is overtaking email in some ways, that people think, I'll just grab Sandra on Facebook right now. But if you're away for a couple of weeks, it's great that people know what's happening, and not that we're letting you go anywhere, Sandra.
Yeah, that's right. When I go on my holidays, yes, it sort of helps with the expectations, doesn't it? So and then they might think, right, okay, I'm not going to get a message here, so I'll either try another avenue for another question if it's something else, or something like that. So that's very, very good. So you can add your personalization. So it's got the person's first name, so Facebook puts that in automatically. You can also add the person's last name, if you want to do that, and then you kind of move it about. First name's probably enough on Facebook. You can add your website. So because you've obviously got your website logged into your Facebook page, you see that it comes up with here. So you might have an alternative way for them to get in touch. You might have a website here that's got contact details in it, so you can say, until then, could you use, and then pop your website link in, so that'll come up as a link. So it's kind of, the possibilities are really, really good. You can put in your address if you've got an address on your Facebook page. If you're wanting people to, if you're a bricks and mortar business or something like that, or you need people to know the address. So that gives you really, really quick personalisation. But as I say, you could write anything in there, or just use the standard one that comes up. But it's very, very good that you can kind of go in and do that as you want. So once you've done all that, you just click on save, and then basically that'll keep your greeting here. So that's for your away message. The next one is an instant reply to somebody who messages your page. Again, you can choose yes or no by just toggling it like that. And then to edit it, you just click on change. So as soon as somebody messages your page, you might want to think about having just a message that comes up right away. Okay, so they contact your page saying hi, and then we're just responding back to say thanks for contacting us. We'll get back to you as soon as possible, from our team. And it just lets the person know, right, okay, that's my messages in there. And it gives a kind of a personal touch for the business side. And it's quite good that people can get that. And at that point, if you want to set a time scale, you could say, we'll get back to you within 1 hour, say, if you wanted to do that. And you'll see it'll pop up here, and you kind of see it as a preview. See, it's got that, we will get back to you within 1 hour. Again, you can add the personalization, so you can add your website, but it just gives a little bit of attention to the person that's coming on, so they know, right, that's not necessarily you right there, but that message has come in, and then you'll deal with it from there. So that's as soon as somebody sends a message to your page, you can set that up. And that can be, as you can see, you can edit that out, so you can write anything you really want that's appropriate for your business in here. It doesn't need to be just what we've put in there. So that's quite a good one to think about. And the final one is to show a messenger greeting. So again, you can have that on or off. And basically what this is, before the person's even wrote a message, then you can, as soon as they open your link to send you a message, they just get this message here. So it's a kind of, that was quite quick, so I'll do it again.
Okay,
So
thank you.
The person will tell, it's kind of an automated piece of writing that comes up, but it's just a nice message. So you might have something particularly you want to say to, either customers or clients that's going to be messaging you, perhaps on a particular day or a season, or you might want to put something in there. It just basically you're welcoming them to the chat. So it disappears quite fast, so I'll just put it up again.
Okay, thank you.
It's just in grey writing here, and it's basically, thanks for getting in touch with us on Messenger. Please send us any questions you have. That's kind of what it says. So do you kind of understand that? So as soon as the person opens up the message, it comes up in that grey writing, and it's just a kind of greeting from yourself. Yeah. As if you were answering a telephone, or, but it's in message. And it's nice because it's just a nice welcoming, it's technology, but it also adds a little bit personal touch to it, I think, because you could edit that in whatever way you want to there.
Yeah, I think it's a really nice thing. Like, I think when people make contact with us, it's like we've already been thinking about them. Yeah. And so it's already, oh, hello, I'm really pleased you're making contact, or I'm really looking forward to, your message, or something that's welcoming them into what we're doing, I guess.
Yeah. And they know, perhaps if you put your website on there, or something that shows that it's your Facebook page, people know for sure that's where they're messaging, obviously you don't know what people are changing and how much they use their Messenger now as opposed to their email. Messenger maybe will be used for quick messages. It's not necessarily going to be for, something really in depth or such, like, do you know what I mean? So it could be maybe just a contact as opposed to, something that might need to go into an email, if you know what I mean. But it's really good to have these quick options available for people so they can just come on and, feel quite juicy, as if you've kind of thought about them, and then you will be ready then to take on the message kind of from there. So it kind of creates a little bit like a customer service tool, and that's obviously what Facebook are trying to do, and helping out with with businesses using Facebook as a way for contacting them.
Yeah, absolutely, Sandra. Yeah.
Okay, so that basically comes to the end of the kind of process. Was there any questions on that particular aspect of the messaging?
I haven't seen any, but as I was saying earlier, I'm trying to keep my eye on the chat room and Facebook, which is just chaos, really. So
if one job to do.
I've got one job. I know. Well, I think you're right, Sandra. If anybody is on with us right now and has a question, or probably more to the point, I've missed your question or comment, please do say again. Joe did actually have a comment that she can't see the message requests on her phone, but that might be because she doesn't have any at the moment. So I guess that's kind of going back to the start. Did you have any thoughts about that, Sandra?
So she should be able. Sorry, Joe. You should be able to actually see the link to click it. But yes, when you click it, if it's just a blank screen, then you have nothing in there. So there's nothing to worry about. It's just that, I'm assuming all the phones will be kind of the same process. We're using that on the iOS. But within your phone setting, within the personal setting of your Facebook Messenger app, then you should have the link at least to click. But yeah, as I say, if you click on that and there's no messages coming up, then you're fine. There's nothing in there.
Great. And am I getting your message right, Joe, that like you can click on the link but there's just nothing in there? It'd be great to get some feedback on that. Yeah.
And it'll be great to get some feedback on how people are using it, or have they had to update the latest app, or how people are actually finding it. So
well, we found that ourselves, didn't we? That like the Messenger had been making a lot of these changes, and we were watching our updates to make sure that we had the latest
Yeah.
version of the app, as you say, it was on iOS, on iPhone for us. And when we were getting the updates, it was really making a difference.
That's right. Yeah, yeah. So because these apps are changing all the time, I mean, all the social media are making little changes all the time. So it is a good idea at least to go into your app store, which sometimes I forget, and go into App Store and just update whatever's outstanding. It just shows you what needs to be updated on there.
Make a big difference, absolutely.
Yeah.